Oh my God, Stacy, I love the hot in here segment because I love the temperature check. I love the idea of stopping and saying, all right, let me check my temperature. Where am I at? What's my motivation for doing this? Why am I doing It's almost like my friend always says, he stops every now and then, he goes, why am I like this?
Total self-reflection moment. Sometimes I do that too, where I notice that I'm behaving like my mother. And I go, oh my God, like where is this coming from? This is not me. This is my mother. This is not me. I mean, it immediately shifts the attitude, right? Like check up from the neck up.
Right. You know what? And no matter how much, like every now and then, and I'm not going to say good or bad, but sometimes when I do something that's probably not my benefit, I'm like, why did I do? And it's something that I saw a particular parent do that I was like, why do they do that? And
Yes.
it's just in you. You can't avoid it. It comes out every now and then. Sometimes it comes out more at specific ages. That's the scary part. No matter
Oh,
how old you get, you're
absolutely.
worried about when am I going to turn into my father?
Absolutely. I've been noticing that too for a few years now where I used to be more like I would say from a personality perspective, I'm a very good blend between the two of them, but I'm more like my dad in a lot of ways. And for a long time I felt really comfortable in that because I could witness my mom's nonsense and shenaniganery from a distance. And then all of a sudden it started to creep in. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. Where is this? Where is this? We have to cut this shit out right now.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
don't.
good. It's a good reflector. It's a barometer. It's an excellent barometer to keep us in line with who is it that I'm choosing to be in this moment right now? Because it is a choice. We get to choose who we are in any given moment.
Well, I want to keep it locked behind the door, but every now and then it gets unlocked. Speaking of unlocking,
Ah, yes, unlocking. Well, we're gonna talk. We're gonna do some unlocking of tarot. Let's check out the tarot box. Let's see what we got. And it's my card today. Do not ignore that little voice that is inside of you. And we're not talking about the ego voice. We are talking about that divine inspiration, that intuition, that soft, gentle whisper. So the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is all about that fulfillment. You have to bring more joy into your life. All right, let's see. Oh my God. It just flew out there. Wow. Shuffling as we've been chatting. And for this segment, I'm not quite sure how I want to roll with this, but I'm going to just pick a card at random and we're going to talk a little tarot with it.
well, then
So,
let's pick a card and let's
yeah,
roll.
let's get to it. I got Queen of Wands. So, Keone, when you look at this card, what is it that you see right off the hop without thinking anything? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Black royalty,
Okay, that's good. Give me something else. What's
the
the
purple.
feeling you have when you look
The,
at it?
I have a sense of I'm getting royalty and I'm getting purple, and I always associate purple with Prince. So I'm getting royalty and creativity for some reason.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. So, Queen is a sovereign, definitely royalty energy. I love that you brought up Prince, and I'm assuming you mean Prince the artist, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
which is a tie into royalty.
Yes. So, let's talk about Prince because he was, I don't know what his astrological sign was, but he behaved very Aquarian like in his approach to certain things. He beat to the tune of his own drum. He did not allow others to dictate to him how he was going to make his music, perform his music, earn money from his music, distribute his music. So even though he wasn't actually royalty, he chose to take charge of his life. He had his own self value and his own self worth, and he walked his talk. And I think that's really interesting that you were picking up on that. Purple also is very much associated with royalty. And that's because back in the day, the color purple was a more expensive, a less available color that they could use to dye their fabrics. So basically, it made it really expensive, and so only royalty could really afford to have purple in their fabric. So, having said all of this, what does this mean when we're talking about the card, the Queen of Wands? It actually is really apropos. Queen of Wands is, she's all about fire. She's all about passion. She's about going her own way. She's the only queen in the tarot that doesn't have sort of like a safety net under her. She does things on her own. And there's a black cat here, and the black cat back in the day when tarot was just beginning and it was a game, black cats were considered bad luck. It was bad juju. And so what she's saying here is it's a little bit of a fuck you finger to society. And she's saying, yeah, y'all think that black cats are bad and evil. Well, I don't. And I'm gonna be different. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to, if you're not going to support me, if you're not going to help me in the ways that I'm asking, I'm going to go it on my own. And I'm not resentful of it. I'm not sad about it. I'm going to just go my own way. And I'm always going to succeed as a result of that, because that black cat is extremely intuitive. And what you choose to dismiss out of fear or out of fable is something that I'm going to take advantage of. I'm going to turn a disadvantage into an advantage. And that's what is really going to help me to go my own way, to create and innovate things that really serve my needs and my purpose. And Queen of Wands energy, she is all about, it's not self-serving. She's about serving others. She's passionate in serving others, but she's passionate in serving others in ways that matter. She doesn't want to serve others just because someone told her this is the way to do it. She wants to serve others in a way that really matters. And she's the queen that says, not only do I want to help you get out of this situation, but I also want to help you by giving you the tools so that you can get out of this situation for yourself, or you never have to land in this situation again. So I think it's really interesting, Keone, that you talked about Prince, because I feel like him given shitty options, he found a third path, and he did it on his own, and he did it in a way that he knew that not everyone was going to support him. He knew that the odds were against him, and it didn't stop him from, I want to say, pursuing his truth. You know, we have the sunflower, which is a nod to the sun. The sun is the light of truth. The sun is joy. Sunflowers follow the light, right? And Prince followed his own light. And look at how successful he was. And I want to say he was a trailblazer too, because he did something 20 years before a lot of other people went ahead and made some shifts and did that. He was prophetic in that way. What's that?
He took his power back.
Yes.
And that's something that works in all walks of life. Here's the thing that everybody has to realize, that it's one of the simplest things in the world. Whether it's family, friends, your significant other, co-worker, supervisor, owner, boss, no matter what. People at the end of the day will only do to you what you allow them to do.
Yeah, we teach others how we wish to be treated. Yeah, absolutely. And Prince was a great example of that. And Queen of Wands, when you are running into that situation, folks, Queen of Wands is the card energy that you want to lean into for support, because she says, yeah, I don't have that security blanket. I don't have that safety net under me the way that the other queens in the tarot do and the kings do. But that's not going to stop me from pursuing my dreams and pursuing my truth. And I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it without resentment, without judgment, without this idea that I'm owed something or I'm entitled to anything. I simply make my own way because I am a co-creator of everything that I have, everything that I am. She owns it. And that is true power. when we can step in and feel confident in owning who we are, owning our choices. This is for those of you who deal with the imposter monster and deal with approval, seeking approval from outside of you. Queen of Wands is an exceptional energy to lean into for this, because she's always going to support you in saying, not everybody has to like you. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to make a big difference. It doesn't mean you're not going to have impact. And it certainly doesn't mean that you're not going to have joy in your life. You are following your light, and that's all that matters. And those who are drawn to that light will get it, and they will come. And those that aren't drawn to that light, they're not your vibe and your frequency anyway. So it's not going to waste your time. It's not going to waste your energy. Queen of Wands has a very clear path. She doesn't worry about a whole lot of stuff. She just gets in there and she follows her heart. Follow your heart. Love this Queen of Wands. Absolutely love her. She's been coming up a lot for me in my own personal life and my own personal journey, especially with me. Keone, you've been on this journey with me of trying to sort of find my message in this new chapter for myself. And I'm in that Phoenix rebirthing, I'm in Phoenix rising right now. So I'm throwing a lot of spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And it's hard for me as an A type. I want to know, and I want to be clear, and that's just not where it's at all the time. And Queen of Wands, she comes up for me all the time because she basically gives me the confidence to say, you're doing it. Just keep following your passions and you'll find the answers that you're seeking. So I encourage everyone to just follow your heart, trust in the process, and you'll get where it is that you need to go.
What she means by I've been with her on this journey is that I've read her novels and novels of text from her thoughts at 4 a.m. in the morning. That's
It's
what she
true.
means.
It's true. It's true. This is the thing. I have to be very careful because I never sleep. I get up in the middle of the
Mhm.
night and I just assume that everyone like me puts their phone on do not disturb at night so that they can just sleep. And there are so many people who will reach out when I've sent a 3 a.m. or a 4 a.m. text and they're like, oh my God, is something, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Now I have to write you on the
Well,
list.
what's also funny is you're self aware that when you send the novels, because you always put the disclaimer, I'm not complaining, or
I
don't
always
need to
disclaim
cause.
everything. That's the people pleaser in me is I'm
Yes.
always
Yeah.
caveating everything to make sure that I'm setting the proper tone. Well, kind of like what we were
Yep.
talking about before with text.
Yes.
Text sometimes isn't
Mhm.
read appropriately, or depending on where you're at, you might receive the text in a different way than the way it was intentionally
Well,
sent. So
anytime your message starts with "I have an idea," my immediate thought is, "Let me sit down."
let me get a
Oh,
coffee.
wait. Here's the best one. When you say, "I've been thinking," I'm like, "Oh hell, let me
Oh
sit down."
boy. It's so true. It's so true.
Oh man,
I own it.
this was a great show today.
I own it.
This was a great show today. We had a lot
Yeah.
of good segments in there for watch. Everybody, let us know which segment of yours you like the best. Okay,
Yeah.
there's going to be so many segments we do. This is our first episode today. There's going to be so many segments. We want to know. We'll put a poll out there eventually when we get all the segments done. What's your favorite segment? Because we'll tend to do those a lot more if we're getting the reaction of those segments being amazing.
I
And if
love
you
it.
happen to miss the show and you have a favorite segment that you end up liking, we'll also be posting those individually as well. So we're going to try to get you guys as much content as we can as possible. Beautiful show today, Stacy.
Love it. Yay! I hope you guys have an amazing week. We will see you on the flip side. All right, let's see. Oh my God. It just flew out there. Wow.